All right, everyone, time for a recap video. The live stream is finished, and it's one of the last few live streams we're going to get before the second anniversary on the JP side. Yes, the JP second anniversary is very quickly approaching, as November 14th marks 2 years for War of the Visions to be active on the JP side. And of course, there are so many questions to do with that second anniversary. Are we going to be seeing a big collaboration? Are we going to see an old collaboration? Are we going to see something new entirely? Something that isn't Tomb Raider? Because everybody says, well, the Tomb Raider side's coming to the JP side. I mean, eventually, maybe, but not yet, and definitely not today. So anyway, excuse me. I got really excited there. Halloween are the big details in this live stream. We got a little bit of new information about master abilities, and last but not least, the Warrior of the Crystal number 3 was also shown off, and we got some mediocre presents, but hey, free stuff is free stuff. So let's jump right in, and we are going to be taking a look at our brand new Halloween character. There's only one this year, and something to note about this before we get into it. The new Halloween character was already revealed. It was revealed on the Tokyo Game Show live stream, and a lot of people thought it was leaked. A lot of people thought that maybe they were, this was intentional, and it was probably intentional because somebody had to okay it. So taking a look at it, we're just gonna hopefully just speed up a little bit here and get the video to show off our brand new Halloween character. Go, you guys, go. I've been quiet for far too long in a YouTube video. Happy Halloween! Alright, so there is your Halloween character for this year, and we'll just start up our other music for a little bit here until we get to our second video. But yes, Halloween Frederica will be coming to the game. She will be coming to the game this week on the JP side, and probably the following week for Global, if not the week after for Global, but it will definitely be this year. First of all, costume's very cute, very Halloween themed. Love it. Nothing really terribly bad to say about it because I'm laying off, I guess, this year. But anyway, Frederica's main job we know will be Fencer. A couple of things to note: she is a 90 cost unit. She will be limited, obviously. She is a Earth Elemental character, so congratulations to everyone who guessed Earth, and for everyone who didn't, like myself, too bad. All right, but I was getting into talking about her main job. Her main job will be a brand new one. So I assume that we'll see this job for other units in the future, but for now, it's her exclusive one, and it's brand new, so it's probably going to be very good. It is Fencer. Fencer will be her main job, a physical-based kind of support with some evasion and critical aspects to it style sword job, so slashing is her type. Subjobs will be Ninja as well as Dragoon, so she has some synergy with Earth Dragoons like Oberyn, as well as future Earth slashing characters such as Noctis, so some big properties there. Limit Burst can reduce slashing resistance as well as dealing a large amount of damage and causing the Darkness status effect. Got a pretty good range on it. Looks to be single target though, so, some ups and downs there, but overall I think it will be a strong Limit Burst to be sure. So skipping ahead a bit, we get a little bit of a preview of her abilities, and the only real way to describe her is essentially Earth Cloud. All right, so ability in the bottom left there, a 2-hit ability that reduces defense. Ability in the bottom right increases her evasion, as well as, I can't remember, I think it's single attack resistance, or her single attack damage. It's one of those two, and the kanji is really small on my screen, so it's one of those two, but it seems to be a more defensive and protective ability for herself, so I assume it's resistance, not the other one, but just in case. So yeah, evasion up is the big thing here, because this kind of paints a picture of what kind of character she's going to be. And her top right ability, this is the one that's kind of like Cloud. The really important thing to note is AP generation upon critical hit. And it's not just for her, it's for other units too. So Earth now has access to something that made Thunder very powerful, and that is really interesting. This character seems to be a physical character that is good against other physical characters, capable of debuffing defense, supporting other units, and it seems to be focused on critical, evasion, and, luck, obviously, from those three. So whether or not she's going to be good on the JP side, evasion characters haven't quite hit their mark over here, so I'm very curious to see how good she's going to be. For globalers, obviously, you have the synergy with Zazen. There's going to be Noctis in the near future, and Oberyn, as well as Halloween Rairyuu's also getting his EX. So there's a lot to consider for globalers on whether or not you're going to go for this limited time unit or not. I think she's looking pretty good at this point, but really it'll be up to you if you want the Earth version of Cloud. That's kind of how I'm looking at her in a simplistic version at this point in time. Next up, we have Halloween Leela's EX, an EX that I think a lot of people have been waiting for. A lot of people have been hoping she's really good. And I think this is going to be the one that makes a lot of people happy, because she essentially goes down the DPS route. Bottom right, her counter is getting improved so that it's dealing more damage, and it is essentially a higher activation rate. That's probably pretty good for her. It makes her more survivable with a higher amount of stats. Her top right is obviously her large AoE that is wind damage. It is getting a damage up as well as a range increase. So Halloween Leela is going to be quite the farmer for sure. And last but not least, bottom left-hand corner is her brand new ability, which has spirit penetration, or magical defense penetration, if you prefer to say it that way. And it's a sure hit ability that takes into account the unit's level with a single target. So it's probably going to be a little bit more like a nuke ability. We'll have to see exactly what it looks like, but if it's a really strong ability, Halloween Leela is just looking like an amazing EX, and probably an easy one to recommend for a lot of people. And that's great news, because I think that she's very popular. I think that this actually is a really great looking Halloween character, and I'm happy to see that she is getting some good attention for all of this. So yeah, I really am happy to see the direction they're taking her. Less in the support, more in the damage, and I think she'll be very successful for it. Next up is Halloween Rairyuu, or Rairyuu, and this character I'm not as sold on. Support skill is getting improved to essentially have defense and critical evasion by the looks of it, and taking a look at his top right ability, Hazard Slash, will be getting improved. It looks like it's lowering the amount of HP as well as decreasing reaction rate on an enemy target. That might be really good. It might be useful, but I feel like there's enough units that kind of do that already. Bottom left is a brand new skill, a barrier breaker skill. Overall, I'm not convinced about this character quite yet, because it kind of depends on the numbers. It kind of depends on how good his EX is looking. But I'm less convinced about him than I am about Halloween Leela. Halloween Leela, I think, is a very easy recommendation, because you'll just be an amazing farmer, and that's very useful. But in terms of his defensive capabilities and being a pain in the butt for other enemies, I don't know how good that is. We'll have to wait and see when I get the numbers this week to really evaluate him. But Halloween Frederica looks fun, cute, and very thematic to the season. So that's great news for every fan of Frederica. So great. All right. And next up, we are going to just switch over here, pause the music, and we are going to take a look at our next video. After some nervous laughing. All right, so Warrior of the Crystals, number 3. Oh, and the video leaked, or was put up slightly before the stream, so whoops. So coming to the game this week will be the inclusion of the 3rd chapter of the Warrior of Crystals, 3 out of 5, I do believe at this point. So we're starting to move closer and closer to the end, and as you can see, we get a preview of our brand new character, and also related to the music we have playing in the background. Oh, the video disappeared. Where'd it go? There it is. This is the Warrior of the Crystal of Thunder and Lightning. So this is, I do believe it's Ranan, if I remember the name correctly. He will be introduced into the game in early November for people to get. He will be the new Fest character in the continuing line of Jum, Setia, and now him. And as you can see, he is wielding a thunder-based staff, he is wielding a staff-like weapon. So it really does look like he is going to be the new Thunder Mage. And hey, I guessed it right. All right, I just need to get that out of the way. So yeah, we're not 100% sure of really too many details about this character, but yeah, probably is going to be a thunder-based character, and that makes Skahall's EX incredibly interesting for whether or not people will go for it. Because right now, I would say that, yeah, he's probably going to be a pretty good get for every Thunder fan out there. Obviously, with Halloween Frederica, that's a little opposition, but hey, Fest characters have been no slouch. And definitely with the combination of their vision cards and espers recently, it's very hard to not recommend them. So I think that this character is just going to be incredibly powerful. Also, as is per usual with these stories, Lucio, the Warrior Crystal of Light, will also be getting improved. He will be getting up to level 120 with this iteration. Of course, most of the resources needed to upgrade him will also be given, and he will be getting a few improvements, which look to be just Darkness Killer, as well as dealing more damage towards enemies, and making him scrappier and just generally a little bit more complete. So there's only two more chapters to improve this character. So I assume we're going to see probably a little bit of limit burst in the future. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a job level 25 or something like that. We'll have to wait and see. But he is looking more and more promising. All right, and continuing on, this was one of the last really big pieces of information in the stream tonight. was Master Ability 2. As you know, all of these characters have a Master Ability, but just in the same way as Gilgamesh got one, these 4 characters will also be getting a Master Ability level 2 that can be achieved or be unlock the quest once they get to level 80. So anybody who has these characters EX'd, good news, they're going to be getting improvements. I do believe, if I remember correctly because of all the information, I do believe that they will be getting the elemental upgrades that are pretty common nowadays for any elemental character, and I do think that they are supposed to be getting things that will be really improving their kits. Not necessarily probably putting them on par with a lot of modern units, but making these characters much more relevant and possibly even worth running again. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see when this drops. This won't be dropping until the 22nd, so not this week, but the week after. So yeah, other than that, there were a few presents talked about through the stream. There was also a new character popularity poll that is also going to be run. Interestingly, question 3 is, who would you like to see in a swimsuit? Here we go again. Everybody please vote Oberon. But there you go. And talking about that, there will also be a collaboration with Square Enix Cafe, which doesn't make any... Like, this is not news for anybody who lives outside of Tokyo, essentially, at this point, because that's the only, one of the few Square Enix cafes I know that's still in operation. But yeah, Brave Exvius / War of the Visions will be having a collaboration with that cafe. And then right now it's kind of just waiting for November to roll around, because November is the big month. It is the 2nd anniversary. We have to wait and see what presents we're going to get, what gifts we're going to get, what characters we're going to get, what collaborations we're going to get. So yeah, this is the big calm before the storm. And honestly, if it wasn't for Halloween Leela, I think I would be passing on essentially everything, placing more of my hope that the anniversary is going to be better. But I do think that the Halloween unit stuff looks tentatively great on some of the units and really great on Halloween Leela. And I'm very curious what these characters will shape out to be, as well as our new Fest unit for the following month, and whether or not Skahal will finally be a really big recommendation. You got a pretty good EX. This looks, I think it's coming up. Him. And of course the new unit too. So anyway, that's what most interested you in this video. Our globalers, are you interested in Halloween Frederica? Let me know. And thanks for watching. Take care and stay healthy. See you in the next video.